Vane just released Devlog number 8, and this one is jam-packed full of awesome new things. Brand new weapons, new zombie animations and character skins, loads of new additions to the items, including a temperature system for clothing, and loads of awesome fixes for vehicles. But something else even bigger. Let's jump in and see what the Vane team have to say. After this update, we should potentially be starting a playthrough. I wanted to wait until the new map was out, and I think it is. So hopefully, over the weekend at some point, we'll have the first episode out for that. I'm absolutely buzzing. If that sounds good, subscribe, drop a like, do all that good stuff. Let's see what the team had to say.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Vane Devlog 8. Like we said in the last devlog, we're splitting the devlogs and update summaries just to keep communication a little more regular and even. That means that there's no release with this devlog, or with any other devlog for that matter. We'll make a separate video when the next update is out.
Okay, so that's good. That means they're splitting them down. We're going to see more regular content of what's going into the patches, but then rather than having the one big sort of 15-20 minute video going everything in a patch, we'll see periodic updates with smaller things showing off new gameplay, which I like. I like that a lot. It gives a bit of hype as well to see what's coming, which always good, always good.
We've added 4 new occupations to characters. The first, the conspiracy theorist, wasn't quite on board with this whole zombie thing early on in the apocalypse.
I love what they've done with these now. These look really cool.
Comes equipped with their trusty guitar. The third, a local politician, gains a bonus with speech. And finally, the college student is still trying to figure it out.
I love that. They're still trying to figure it out. They're proper going in on the character creation, which I love.
We'll probably add some other features to this, like an animation or loadout preview. We've added vegetarian and vegan uniquenesses. These characters get stressed from hurting animals or eating meat.
Oh, full veggie playthrough. Can you imagine that? That'd be a nightmare.
It'll physically show on your character. Melee weapons that are breakable now smash into pieces. This was sort of added accidentally.
I love those.
I wanted to smash a guitar over a zombie's head, but it feels incredibly satisfying, so we added it to most melee weapons where it makes sense. We've made insulation values visible on clothes.
Now this is really interesting. They're really going in on that very detailed sort of survival aspect. So insulation's going to take into account you can be too hot, too cold, and as we'll see in a minute, they do loads more stuff around sort of the weather systems, which is going to make it tough.
But we'd like to promote their visibility a bit. We've added a couple new musically inclined items to the game. We've added the ability to become addicted to painkillers. It was long overdue.
Yeah.
The item repair system has been designed and is work in progress. You'll use a special repair workbench to select items that are damageable. When selected, you'll see a list of ingredients required to repair the item, usually scrap. If you have the ingredients, the item can be repaired, and the amount of damage reduced depends on your character's repair stat.
That looks very simple. I like that. Some of the menus in this game come across as very daunting. There's like so much going on, and that's nice and simple just for repairing. Obviously, you need to craft the repair bench for it, but I like that. The inventory system is something that fascinates me in this game. It's so insane.
Directly in your inventory, but the repairs will be of lesser quality. Kerosene and kerosene heaters now exist. Kerosene heaters can be built from the construction menu and require kerosene to burn.
Now it seems like they're adding a lot more to the actual building side of things recently as well. So that's something I'm quite excited for. I'm hoping we see a little bit more when it comes to being able to actually place structures and build an entire base. I think that's going to be quite nice.
And of course, do not depend on electricity.
Obviously, overtaking a house is relatively easy, and it is something fun to do. And then you just... Oh, here we go.
Has completed the new building system. We've kept this mostly under wraps, but at this point, Azzy is able to place a fully furnished and decorated house in a matter of seconds, leaving the detail work of the exterior and the landscape as the bulk of the map work, as well as unique and interesting building development. Upon completion of that system over a single weekend, they established the layout and contents of our new Redford area, with most buildings going down in a day.
So I'm looking forward to the new Redford map. This looks quite big.
Once completed, will contain approximately 83 residential buildings as well as various civic and industrial buildings, including a radio tower, post office, various warehouses, a church, and more. For a size comparison, the old Redford had 23 residential buildings. We're super excited to present this in the next Vane update as the start of our new main map.
I'm looking forward to the new map.
Randomizations to building materials. We're not really sure where this is going to go, but for now buildings in game randomize when the game starts. Elevation now causes your character to become colder, so you'll need to dress warmly for cold weather. We'd like to disclose, though, that the values we've used for the temperature decrease aren't completely realistic, but we thought it adds to the gameplay to exaggerate it a bit.
So you're gonna like freeze to death if you go 40 feet in the air.
Simulates other factors in feeling colder on mountains, like wind exposure.
See, now that's what I mean with the more detailed survival. The wind exposure up in the mountains is going to change your temperature, which is really, really cool. And that sounds insane. And then this system as well, which is... I like this.
Radiator and AC systems now have effects in buildings. Radiators currently are powered by either electricity or natural gas. Natural gas tanks can be found attached to some buildings, and right now can't be refilled or siphoned from, but we're going to change that very soon. At the very least, they function without electricity.
They're focusing on so many little details, and I think that's what makes the game brilliant.
We've added a system for remote code locks for doors. Doors can be locked or unlocked from panels located elsewhere in the same building. The map has received powered containers. Some examples of these are electronically locked cases.
The Amazon drop boxes, of course. You've got to have some of them.
And if no power is found, they can't be opened or used. We've added bulletproof glass to buildings. These can only be shattered from explosives right now. As base building develops, we'll create systems to non-chaotically remove it. We've added run animations to weapons. These are pretty simple.
These look so much better. You were so stiff before.
We've added volumetric
Ooh, volumetric clouds. Everyone loves some volumetric clouds. As long as it doesn't destroy your PC.
We finally tossed out our placeholder zombies in favor of new, procedurally generated ones based on our human character. These are as controllable as our human base, including weight, facial features, hairstyles, clothes, etc. This means it's exceptionally unlikely that any two zombies are identical. It also means that if your character gets bitten, their zombie will look identical to them.
I think that's quite cool.
Vehicles now require oil to run. As a vehicle runs,
So much more detail they're going in.
which must be changed regularly. If a vehicle runs out of clean oil, the engine parts will quickly degrade. Oil is drained from a vehicle if the vehicle is flipped over or underwater, so avoid doing that. Also, don't oil an engine with gasoline or other explosive fluids.
Oh, bada bing, bada
Added
boom.
an ATV to the game.
I like the ATV. It looks really bouncy though.
Durable. Unfortunately, it only fits one person right now and doesn't have any storage or radio. It's the most fun I've had in a vehicle so far, though.
It'd be cool to have a little trailer on it.
We fixed vehicles being able to function underwater. Vehicles that go underwater will stop the flow of oxygen into the engine, halting any combustion. They'll start if they can be moved out of the water, though.
That's a big if.
We've also fixed a very long-standing bug where zombies would seemingly summon superhuman strength and push vehicles themselves.
I'm glad that one's fixed. That one was quite annoying. Especially if you're in a sports car.
To refill gas tanks from fluid containers. I thought for sure I'd implemented this already, but devs do make mistakes sometimes. We've added new engine sounds to different vehicles. This, firstly, gives vehicles more personality, and secondly, lets you identify a car based on sound.
It's going to be good in PvP. Everyone's got the same car engine, you know who's coming back to base. Now this here is some absolutely amazing news. So this is going to make people very happy. They are finally in talks with Microsoft. We'll go into the rest in a second. I like this. This is going to help me a lot. I'm going to try and test out loads of different bits. I want to go nice and hard on Vane because I love this game. It's so cool.
We've done some optimizations to the game. Performance testing the new map had me hitting 120 frames per second normally and 700 frames per second with the lowest possible settings. That said, I want to admit that I do have a 4080, so your mileage may vary with respect to your device's setup. We fixed a couple bugs preventing build structures from saving to save games. This was frustrating many players, and unless another bug is found, dedicated servers and persistence should now be ready to go. We fixed some Steam compression issues. Updates to the game should be a bit smaller now.
Thank God. They were beastie, weren't they, the updates?
We're still testing this, but hopefully this should prevent a lot of bandwidth from being used. Finally, we announced this on our Discord a month ago or so, but we're pleased to say that we've partnered with Microsoft for an Xbox release of Vane. It'll be coming to the Xbox Series S and X once we've released on Steam.
How awesome is that? So we're going to wrap that one up there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about the latest Vane devlog and the fact that it is coming to console. Absolutely buzzing about that fact. Coming to console is going to be so good. I know a lot of console people are crying out for a decent survival game. There's a lot out there, but nothing like Vane. So absolutely buzzing for this to come to console. We don't have a date yet, they say, once they release on Steam. So it could be quite a while yet, but, you know, it's there, which is good. But I've been Wired. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more Vane.